Okay. All right. So let's head to the gas station. Fuel up. I got about 59, a little over 59 miles to the gallon yesterday on my trip, which for a brand new bike I think is pretty darn good. Yeah, I'm not following the directions exactly. I know better where I want to go than this does. So the road manners on this thing are really nice. I have a BMW K1600 GTL in my garage. That is a beautiful bike to ride, has a wonderful engine. It's amazing, but it is heavy. It's like 750 pounds, and you feel it. These bikes are known for being top heavy, and if you think this is top heavy, ride one of those. It is a beast. Let me see if this thing will work. Oh, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but usually this does the trick. I don't know why. Hand wave. That's what you get for living in a gated community. Okay. Now it says for me to go right, East McEwen, which is right here. And we're off. Still getting used to this a little bit. The throttle by wire is pretty amazing. I think it's a really nice feature. I don't know how the wind's going to be with this. It's a brand new mic setup and all that, so we'll see when I get home. Still following the turn-by-turn. That's great. I mean, to me it's better than looking at a map. And turn signal. I'm a little confused because I saw some test of this bike that said if you hit the turn signal button lightly that it just flicks on for a few seconds, but it doesn't seem to work like that for me. It has it's a double push. You can push lightly and it clicks once basically, and you push down and it harder and it clicks twice. I'm still trying to figure that out, what the difference is, because it seems to do the same thing no matter what. It is self-canceling, which is really nice. This rocker switch looks a little odd, but really it's once you get used to it, it's nice. It didn't take me long at all. As far as ride height, on the showroom floor I sat on this thing and had absolutely no sag. I weigh about 165 pounds, and I'm 6'2", and I went ahead and let all of the preload. There's a preload adjuster you just crank. I lowered it. I took all the preload out of the rear shock, and I get a little bit of sag now, not a lot, but I can easily flat foot this bike. I have no problem at all, but I have a 35 and a half inch inseam, so you know, your results may vary. Okay, it's a little warm today. I think it's about 82 degrees already, and it's 1 o'clock. Don't know how far I'm going to ride today, but I definitely wanted to get out and test out this recording equipment. Here we go. This engine has a ton of torque. I mean, I was really pleasantly surprised. I'd rather have loads of torque than tons of horsepower. My BMW has 160 horsepower, and I probably only use about a third of it all the time. So what's the use of having all that extra size and weight? Okay, we're still following our turn by turn. Like I said, I'm really surprised at the usefulness of this phone cell connectivity. Okay. And here's the fuel station. It seems like everybody's going here. It's a popular spot. Okay, let me find a bay that's open. I don't want to go in the end there because it's the diesel side and it's always nasty. Diesel everywhere. Okay, low speed maneuverability in this thing is great. I mean, I'm very confident on it. Okay. Here we go. These bikes are notoriously top heavy. Yamaha did a couple things to sort of help that out. I think they moved the gas tank forward and down a little bit, but I couldn't tell you, not having owned one of the previous models, how much of a change that is. But you really don't feel the weight when you're moving at all. It feels light and maneuverable. Of course, it's a 459-pound motorcycle. It's no dual sport. I almost bought a Suzuki DR4S. You know, I ended up a couple months ago buying a Chinese bike, an X Pro Templar X to 250, and I've been riding that around, and while it's fairly light and fun and runs fairly well for a 250, air cooled, it kind of taught me a lesson. You know, don't try to make a bike into something that it's not. And I really wanted more of an adventure bike. What? Oh. 300 feet, Coleman Road, here we go. Never been here before. Got a new route here. Nice. It's so pretty here in the Nashville area. It's amazing. Love to just get out and cruise. I usually do more rides with my buddy, but I want to start doing some YouTube frequently here, and it's better done by myself, at least part of the time. We'll explore some new areas. Wow. Yeah, I don't even know how much I'll ever even get this thing off-road. But I came from a dirt bike background. I had my first mini bike when I was 9. My uncle had a little Clinton two-stroke 2.5 horsepower engine on a mini bike frame that he built, and I had that and was riding it around town on the streets when I shouldn't have been from 9 on. And when I was about 12 or 13, my dad brought home a nice motorcycle. Would have been 69. I might have been 14. And shortly after that, he got me the bike he brought home was a Yamaha 175, a CT1 Enduro, and that was nice. Shortly after that, he bought a Yamaha 125, an AT1. They were both 1969 models, I believe. And shortly after that, he bought me a 1968 Kodaka 90 that had a 100cc cylinder on it with a Dykes ring piston. It was only a 4-speed, but I love that bike. It was great. It had some upgraded forks and shocks on it, gearling shocks. And I think ROHR was the name of the company that made the forks and a lot of the components, the skid plate and all that good kind of stuff. And we used to take it out to the desert and ride, and I actually several times rode out in the Palmdale area of Southern California. Did the Ponderosa, which was a hare scrambles out in the desert, deep sand, whoop-de-doos, heat. A couple times I rode it was over 100 degrees, from 105, 110 degrees. Got sick as a dog one time. Hey, look at the little horses. Cool. Yeah, but that was an enjoyable time in my life. I then rode motorcycles off and on till I was in my mid-20s. Had a couple kids by then. Wife and I decided that it was best for me not to ride while the kids were young and needed a dad, and not one that either got injured or worse. Then I really didn't get back into motorcycles here till in my 60s, and I've had a Victory Vegas that my son gave me that was an absolute turd. It was terrible. Got rid of that. Bought a Yamaha FZ09 that just about scared me to death. Thing had the twitchiest throttle you could imagine. And I kept that for a while. Bought a Triumph Bobber when they first came out in 16. And Bobber was nice. I was having some back issues at the time, and I was going to have a back operation, and the thing had limited rear suspension travel, and even with an upgraded shock would really shock my tailbone. So right before my back operation, knowing I wouldn't be able to ride for a while, I got rid of it and sold it to somebody who'd been looking for one. And that's where that went. Then I bought during the pandemic, I wanted to get out and ride, do something outdoors. So I bought a 2007 BMW R1200R, which was a great bike. Somebody put a windshield on it. It's just really nice. But I wanted something with cruise control and something with a full fairing. So I ended up with 2015 BMW 1600 GTL that I picked up used for less than half the price of a new one, and I got that a couple of years ago. I really enjoy it, but it's just a beast. You know, like I said, I'm from a dirt bike background, and I just really enjoy sitting on top of a motorcycle, feel more on control. This thing's 300 pounds lighter. Just a huge difference. Gonna make a right. 150 feet. Got a nice wave from somebody there.